police stations, but most of the
Each of us has our own unique background and story of how we became a part of Chiefs Kingdom.
Our reach is far and wide, with fans all over the world cheering on our Kansas City Chiefs.
Everyone donning the red and gold has figuratively signed that mutual agreement and come together for one common purpose.
For 76,000 of us at a time, to descend upon Arrowhead, man our stations, let out our loudest battle cry to the tune of 142.2 decibels, and make that stadium rock until our opponents beg for mercy.
We are unrelenting in our pride for this city, these players, and this team. This is the show for the Allies, Arrowhead Allies.
We viewed receivers as burglars breaking into your house. So if you catch a burglar breaking into your house, he paid the consequences.
I mean, they want to say the Raiders are dirty. Yeah, we're dirty. Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
You can see it in the eyes, you can see fear in the receiver's face.
Okay, well, remind me never to become a burglar in George Atkinson's house. That is Mr. Raider himself. We're just 48 hours removed from the last Chiefs-Raiders game. We had to have our friend on. George, you're safe here. You're safe here, George. You know you can. You're okay here amongst the Arrowhead Allies. We welcome you. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. Listening to this propaganda, but I'm good.
A lot of red in here. It's okay.
Yeah.
We
How
saw
about you guys? How you doing?
We're doing great.
Good.
You know, George, we had Harvey Williams on here last week, and now we got you on here. So I need to tell our viewers real quick, this isn't a Raiders show. This is a Raiders and Chiefs show. We had Harvey Williams do the pregame last week. We got Raiders legend George Atkinson breaking it down. George, we are honored to have you. Honored to have you once back again with us. What's your take on last Sunday's game?
We started out strong, but you know it's a 60-minute fight, and Kansas City plays well in the second half, and they definitely came out ready to play, and we weren't. And we didn't take the advantage, I thought, of some opportunities that Kansas City gave us. We had opportunities to make plays, and we didn't. And playing against a team like Kansas City, the caliber of competition that they bring to the table, you got to be ready, and you got to be ready to play for 60 minutes, and we didn't do that.
Hey, Mr. Atkinson, thank you for joining the show again. What are your thoughts on Antonio Pierce and that second half and the adjustments that Spags made? And Antonio Pierce just didn't seem to adjust well in that second half.
That's excellent observation, man. The adjustments that were made didn't help at all, No, he didn't adjust properly. And when you make adjustments, it's got to be for the betterment of your offense or your defense. And we came back, our adjustments didn't work. Kansas City adjustments worked. And they took advantage of the weak spots. You know, they found a couple corners that wouldn't tackle, and they went right at them, which was smart. And they were successful.
Hey, what's up, George? Man, just what's your thoughts on Aiden O'Connell and his performance that he was able to give you guys Sunday? Oh, you got to unmute yourself.
He muted himself.
Mm-hmm.
George, we lost you there. We lost your audio there. I'm not sure what happened. Nope.
You might have to try and come back in. I'm not sure what the audio issue is here, but yeah, Michael just talking there about Aiden O'Connell. I don't know kind of if that's going to be their guy moving forward or not, because we saw that they moved on from Jimmy Garoppolo, what they're going to do, whether it's they do believe, I know they're kind of using this to see what they have in Aiden O'Connell, and then moving forward, where are they going to be in the draft? They're having a decent season for the Raiders, so they're not going to be able to move up there and get one of those prime premier quarterbacks that's coming out. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. There's a Jane Daniels from LSU who isn't really moving up the draft boards yet. I think he might throughout the draft process. I really like him, but people are talking about Drake May and Bo Nix going really high, and I'm not sure if those are really the guys you want.
I think we got George back. George, we were asking you about Aiden O'Connell and his performance on Sunday.
You know, he's a young quarterback, and it shows. I mean, he's still a little slow reading sometimes, I think, and he, this is his first year in the pros. The speed of the game, I know, has really taken hold of him. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect big guys to be as fast as they are and teams to throw schemes at him the way that they do. And being young, his rookie season, I understand when you're a rookie, it's a lot you have to learn in a short period of time. And as a quarterback, I mean, it's a tough position to be in. And right now, he's trying to adjust. I think he's making the adjustment, but it's coming a little bit slow, and the season is fading fast.
George, I think Brian asked a little bit ago about Antonio Pierce and kind of just what he's meant to this organization, and it seems to really revitalized the team. A tough loss, a week ago to the Miami Dolphins, and then you got the Chiefs coming in. Those are two tough losses, but two games that the Raiders played relatively well in. As you assess him going forward, as Mark Davis tries to kind of make this choice where the direction is going to go, is Antonio Pierce someone that you see here long term as the coach of the Raiders?
That's a tough question to answer because it depends on the candidates, I guess, too, who are out there. But he's done an admirable job stepping in and keeping the energy level of this team up and keeping hope alive. We have to see what happens. I mean, the off season is going to be a long off season. Mark Davis is going to have to make some decisions, and who knows? He's a young guy. I think he's got promise, but it's up to Mark Davis to make that decision whether he keeps him or not, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, George, I want to ask you kind of about what you may have heard or seen that kind of everybody saw on the sidelines with Marcus Peters and Antonio Pierce, and then they outright just released Marcus Peters. They didn't really like his tackling. It had been an issue, his effort, and so then they go ahead and just get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not giving your effort, your life in the NFL is short. You got to give effort, and I think they weren't pleased with his effort. They gave him opportunities, signed him to a good contract, walked in on the starting job, didn't hold it, so they decided to cut ties with him. Man, I can understand that. This is, this league, you got to be successful, and as a player, you got to be productive. And if you're not productive, they get rid of you, and that's what happened. He was not productive. He gotten past his prime, and the Raiders had to make a decision, and they did. They let him go.
Hey, Mr. Atkinson, I got a theory on the Chiefs in this Andy Reid era, and it seems like October the haze starts to set in. Like they really kind of get lax, and the Chiefs played their worst football. It seems like every year, from like mid-October to about Thanksgiving. Now with these Chiefs, post things they go on a run. They did it last year during their Super Bowl run. They did it in 2019 during their Super Bowl run. With your Raiders teams back in the day, did you all have a post Thanksgiving surge? Like, look, all right, this is when the real football starts. Post Thanksgiving football is a little bit different than September football. Am I kind of close in that?
No. Every Sunday. Well, I don't care whether it was September, October, November, December. Every Sunday we charged up to play and to win, not just to play. And this we built momentum as the season went along, and we tried to peak towards the end of the season. That's all Kansas City is doing. You know, they're peaking at the right time. I don't think that they're playing no. They are a second half team. That's their strength. That's what they're known for, and you have to stop them in the second half. I don't care if it's September through whatever. They're gonna come in strong on the second half. You say you saw a lower, I guess, because they lost a couple of games. I say that they just got caught. You know, this is the NFL, and you're playing against professionals. You're gonna lose some games. There's only one team that ever played in the NFL that didn't lose a game during the season. That's Miami. So you're going to lose some games, but that don't mean that you're down. It means that you got caught on the Sunday where the other team was just as good. Like I said, you're playing against professionals. This is in high school. This is in college. This is the NFL. And professionals good. Like Kansas City, the guys are up every week, and they come out and they start off with a bang, and they finish with 3 bangs.
Soul Patrol showed up every week, right, George?
Oh, hey, man. We didn't care who it was. We were going to be there. you know, and we're going to come to play.
Yes, sir.
George, the Raiders came out and they dominated the line of scrimmage. The first quarter, after the 63-yard touchdown run by Brandon Jacobs, it should have been 17-0. The kicker doesn't miss short kicks, and he missed that 30-yard kick. When you see the Raiders come out and dominate like that, what does it tell you about the next time, even though it will be in Arrowhead Stadium, the next time these two teams face off? Do you think that Aiden O'Connell had a chance to learn a lot and his experience will show that, hey, we can compete with these guys? Or do you think it's going to be tougher mentally for them at Arrowhead? What's your take on that, George?
O'Connell learns every week. He learns something every week. I'm sure he's gotten familiar with Kansas City, and he'll be ready to play for them. He'll give you a better performance. The offensive line is the key. And if the offensive line gives him time and protection and open up holes, yes, we could be competitive, but we have to be competitive consistently for 4 quarters, not one, not 2, but for 4 quarters, because Kansas City is going to give you 4 quarters of play, and they get stronger the second half. That's a good football team. And, I think you see a good game. I mean, and it depends on whether Kansas is late in the season when we play back there, right?
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah, it depends on if Kansas City has already wrapped everything up, and they may be resting a couple guys. You know, so it'll be interesting, and it's going to be competitive there. You know, you're in the same division.
Sure.
Right.
Hey, George, so say if the Raiders were to be like, yo, we need to start from scratch. They're 5-7 right now. If they decide to say, we're going to tank, we want to try to get Caleb Williams from USC, how would you feel about that? And do you think that would be beneficial to the Raiders going forward?
What you mean, to lay down to get the first pick?
We've already established this. George does not do that, guys.
Yeah, but you know,
that's not even in the picture.
Yeah, because
they got to come out and play ball. I mean, you know, you don't play for a player. Caleb Williams got to have somebody in front of him. He's one guy. So, you know, I think when you build, and the way we were built from the front back. We had a great offensive line. We had a great defensive line. We had great running backs. We had great linebackers. We had hell of a receivers. We had hell of a defensive backs. And that's how we were built. And I think if you're going to build a winning team, you got to do it up front first. You got to start with the big guys. And you got to get some quick, big guys.
Okay, I like it.
You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Yeah, I like it.
We'll see how they continue to build here. Not completely out of it yet. Well, there's still a lot of season to play here. But George, first off, I just got to say, Christmas Day, Chiefs Raiders, you are hereby invited over to my family's Christmas to watch the game. My mom can't cook for nothing, but you're still invited.
I'm not gonna be there. I'll be in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, that's probably be a little better weather. Also, just you were there in Vegas though. What has been your perception, your experience with this team moving to Las Vegas? I mean, the stadium's amazing, Allegiant Stadium, always a lot of Chiefs fans there and opposing fans trying to go there just for the experience. But what's been the experience like for you? Do you like the Raiders organization in Vegas? Is this working?
As a business deal, yeah, it's working great. I mean, we haven't been successful here yet, but I mean, business-wise, great move. Mark couldn't have made a better decision. You know, we just got to catch up on the play now. We just, you know, if we could get back to that Raider thing and start winning again, Vegas will really be a good place to come. Right now, like you say, you see a lot of the other opposing teams' colors because it's a vacation for most people, you know. And so business-wise, yeah, it was a great move. But we haven't produced yet. And that's the thing that's, I think, most important. Fans come to see you win. They don't come to see you play. They come to see you play, but they come to see you win.
Absolutely, George. And that's kind of what I wanted to ask you about, because you guys had Rich Bisaccia there. You let him go to kind of go after the flashy pick and Josh McDaniels. That didn't work. Now it's Antonio Pierce, and everybody's excited about kind of what he's brought, just a new energy around there, new fervor. And so is there a little second guessing, maybe a little panic, like, oh, what if we do it again? What if we get rid of Antonio Pierce and he was the guy? We go after this flashy guy and it's another Josh McDaniels. Is there any thought process like that?
You know, I think it's too early to determine any of that because, like you said, there's still, 5 games left?
Yeah.
So, you know, those decisions won't be made until the season is over. Those determinations won't happen until the season is over. And we got to get through 5 weeks of tough football. We got you guys again. So it's, you know, right now everything is focused on trying to get these wins and finish the season strong. But who knows, man? It's going to be interesting. You know,
still trying to throw your name in the ring there, George, for head coach.
Too old. Don't need the responsibility.
Somebody's got to get these Raiders back on track. And if I can't trust George Atkinson, I can't trust anybody.
Thank you for saying it. I appreciate you.
Mr. Atkinson, what you getting for Christmas, man? What your grandkids getting you?
I got no idea. You know, I got no idea.
What about a Patrick Mahomes jersey?
Yeah, slippers in a rocking chair.
Oh my God!
What would it take for us to get a Patrick Mahomes jersey on you? What would that take?
No chance.
I respect that.
No chance.
I would proudly don a George Atkinson 43 jersey.
No, I would. I would put one on. That's the only one.
Oh, word? Y'all would?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, see, all right, hey, we got this on video, Shane, and look, we got
tell you
it. Okay.
Tell you what, if we beat you on Christmas Day, you got to bet. You put the 43 on.
That's on.
I'll absolutely do it.
I like
will go to the
that.
NFL shop, make my custom Atkinson 43 jersey.
They will. Let it be clear.
So go ahead and get
Michael, Brian, and
sized up.
Shane ain't involved.
Yeah, you are. Because we're willing participants.
No. Oh, Brian will never wear any Raiders gear.
Hey, man, try it. You might like it.
Hey, last time I tried it, last time I tried it, my skin broke out, so I can't do it again.
Is that right? If your skin's not broken out with that yellow you got on, it's not going to get broken out.
Hey, George, looking back on the history, the Chiefs had John Matuzak, but he didn't work out with the Chiefs. When John Matuzak arrived in Oakland after leaving Kansas City, did you know that you had a hungry animal?
And he was in the Goonies.
We knew he was a crazy, and he fitted in with us. So, but he, John, John was John. What can you say? The gentle giant, I used to call him. Big guy, compassionate guy, pretty good football player when he wanted to play. And I like John. I'm not gonna get on John too hard. He was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, in the previous throughout Raiders and Chiefs history, so many people. I got Harvey Williams jersey back over here. We had him on last week.
Right.
Proud. He's a great guy, stand-up guy, great. But there's more than Harvey Williams. There's John Matuzak, as I mentioned, Albert Lewis, Marcus Allen, his name. I mean, the list is endless.
Rich Gannon.
Yeah, Rich Gannon.
We have been a home for a lot of Chief players.
Right.
No, I mean, you're right. And I mean, you had a couple of hours too, I think.
Yeah.
But it was like that. It was like that when Al was there. We got Richardson, was it Gloucester Richardson, wide receiver from there? We got Frank Pitts.
Gloucester played for the Raiders? Oh, no.
Yeah. Frank Pitts came over.
No.
Yeah.
See, Brian, we put on the silver and black. Maybe it does feel good.
Hell no. Those are traitors. You are not Harvey Williams, me.
Harvey came over.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, we got Chester McLaughlin.
Yeah, Chester
Yeah,
McLaughlin.
that's right. You did.
And Stanford Route.
That's right.
George,
we gave you some dogs, didn't we?
George, who is the
Bad
craziest?
dogs.
Who is the craziest or most eccentric player from those 70s championship teams?
2 minutes to name, man.
I mean, were you
George
one of them?
Atkinson.
2 minutes to name.
Ben Davidson?
We had a team
Fred
full.
Biletnikoff? Or
We had a
Nate?
team full. I'm not calling no names. I don't kiss and tell.
Okay. Hey, George. So George, we got a guy that's always in the chat. I just want you to show him some love, give him a shout out. He's been hurt because he predicted a Raider win, and he's been in the chat all day long, last week as well, talking about how the Raiders were going to win, and it didn't happen. Can you just show him some love? His name is DDT.
Hey, at least he's
show him
here.
some love for Raider Nation. Yeah, I know. Shout out to
Great
him.
wrestling move.
What's his name?
DDT.
What's up, DDT? Raider forever. Don't let this Red over here just sway you at all.
I mean, he comes in no matter what. I give him credit. He's in here.
I'll be careful coming in so much. You may not have a soft landing.
People are loving it. People love when you're here, George.
Hey, Mr. Atkinson, Thanksgiving just passed, and of course, in football now is marked as the John Madden holiday. Man, can you just give us some memories of Coach Madden?
You know what?
And what he brought to the game?
You know what? Villapiano and I did a thing with Peyton Manning on John Madden. I think it's streaming now on NFL Films, maybe.
Okay.
And we talked a lot about John. Hey man, John was the player's coach. I mean, he wasn't pretentious at all. He respected us. We respected him. He told us the rules that he wanted us to live by, and we had 3, and that was, hey, don't come to practice or meetings late. You got to be on time. Dress like professionals when you're on the road, and play like hell on Sunday. That's what our thing was. And if you live by that, you don't have no problems. And we had a saying that, hey, leave your ego at the door when you come to the locker room. Or whatever ego you got, you check it at the door. When you're in this building, we're one. Whether it's, then, you got we had 50-some guys around, and everybody's not going to get along, as you well know. That's just not possible. But when you come into the building, you check that at the door. And John oversaw all that. John was a young coach coming in who Al took liking to and put some trust in and gave him an opportunity and taught him football basically. And John was successful. He gave us leeway, but we had our practices were tougher than some of our games.
Wow.
And that's because of the mentality that we had that was passed down through the coaching ranks. And we had some pretty good coaches. We had Don Shinnick, who was the linebackers coach. We had a guy by the name of Ollie Spencer who developed that offensive line. He was a great coach. Tom Doms, the defensive line coach. And Charlie Sanders was my defensive backfield coach for 2 years, and then Bob Zeman came in. And those guys, that was our coaching staff. You see 100 guys on the sideline now. We had 7, 8, 9 coaches, and we got it done, and they got it done, and we appreciated them, and they appreciated us.
Well, George, I've got 2 Super Bowl trophies, Lombardi trophies here behind me. And I don't know if we've really dug into this and asked you about this, but go back to Super Bowl 11. The league probably doesn't want the Raiders to win and be Super Bowl champions. These guys are dirty. They don't do it the right way. And you guys climb that mountaintop. You're Super Bowl champions. Take us back to some of the memories and the elation of you guys reaching that mountaintop and being Super Bowl champions.
Those memories have been swept out to sea. I mean, man, what I remember is that we were determined to win because we had gotten jobs. So I played in 7 championship games.
Yeah.
1 game before the Super Bowl, 7 times. And when we got there, and I played with a group of guys, the nucleus of our team was about 32 guys, 33 guys who played together for over 10 years.
Wow.
And when we got that opportunity, it was no turning back. Minnesota was in for an ass kicking, and that's what we gave.
That was in the Rose Bowl, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was the first Super Bowl I watched as a fan.
Wow.
And I hated the Raiders, but man, they made an impression on me because I was 6 years old. It was January of '77, I believe, and
Right.
You guys just came out and dominated. What was that, old man Willie Shaw?
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown, sorry, with that monster
Willie Brown.
interception.
Right.
That must have been surreal watching him take that interception and take it all the way to the end zone. I bet you remember that.
We kidded him about it. We used to kid Willie about it when he was alive. That he paid Fran Tarkenton to throw him that interception. I mean, he threw it right to him,
Right.
And but we were prepared, and it was the opportunity that we had been searching and waiting for so long. And when we got there, there was no turning us back. I mean, we knew the caliber of ball that we played, and we knew that if we took it up just one more notch, Minnesota didn't have a chance, and we did. We took it up that extra notch Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. We played at a different level than we played all through the rest of the year. And they ran into a buzzsaw.
Big time.
I think it was by halftime. It was pretty much over. We had dominated on both sides of the ball. I know their offense had given up. We really pounded their offense. I mean,
were you surprised they came out of the locker room at halftime?
I was surprised. They didn't catch a flight to get out of there.
The poor Vikings. They've still never won a Super Bowl.
No.
All these years later.
No.
No. Well, George, we have the utmost respect for you. I mean, as a Super Bowl champion,
appreciate you, man.
As someone that has been a part of this rivalry, you don't have one without the other. That's what's beautiful about this. That's why the NFL is
That's
so
right.
great. And so we got to have you back on either before or after Christmas, man, for the next game. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And again,
You got
if you
it.
change your mind, we got a seat right over here for you for Christmas Day, Chiefs and Raiders, and the Chiefs are going to win it by 10.
Yeah. If I change my mind, it would be in Savannah.
There you go. I could do that. George, thanks so much, man.
Thanks,
We love
George.
you.
Always an
No
honor, my
problem.
George.
friend.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah.
You too.
Have a good one.
Legend.
That is Mr. Raider George Atkinson comes in here along with DDT. A little respect there, although where I lose the respect for DDT's when he talks about the Chiefs defense holding Devontae Adams. You know how many Raiders
You only
penalties
mentioned
there
it
were
like 4 or
Sunday?
5 times.
There were
Zero.
zero Raiders penalties on Sunday. Zero.
Yeah,
So
I don't want
this
to
is-
hear any excuses.
This is the life of a Raiders fan, though.
It's
It's
a
like
clean
how I was.
organization they run over there. There's no penalties. They do it the right way.
That's
Yeah.
clean. That's clean football. But this is the life of a Raiders fan. I almost feel bad for it. It's how I was when I was 12 years old and the Chiefs could never get over the hump. And I'm just like, oh, the Broncos had Vaseline on their jerseys. I don't know.
Right.
Hey, you know who I like to compare different teams to like NBA teams. You know, I say the Chargers are like the Clippers. The Raiders are the Raiders are like the New York Knicks. Like they're that old team that gets a lot of love and respect because of what they did a long time ago. But when it comes to today, they're just not a team that wins and wins big. So, you know, we're going to give them their respect because they have a great history, especially here in LA. You know, we show them a lot of love. But when it comes to today and any type of football, we don't talk about the Raiders. You know, we call the Raiders when we see them on the schedule as Chiefs fans bye weeks because that's what it feels like when we play the Raiders. So shout out to you, DDT, for, you know, standing up for your team. But you guys are not the Chiefs. Let it go.
It was a rough
Didn't feel
start.
that way when Josh Jacobs was running galloping
Exactly.
up the sideline, but
Yeah, I never felt like oh man, this game is over or it's gonna be
Right.
tough. I was just like,
not
oh,
over.
it
It's
just
too
takes
early
us-
on when it was 14-0.
Every time the Chiefs get the ball at half, I'm like, oh, we okay. All we got to do is either be down a score or tied by halftime, and then game is over second half. And that's
As of the last
exactly
3 weeks, I was like, we need a giant lead before halftime. Otherwise,
exactly
5.3 points. Yeah.
That's why it's been weird, but they did exactly what I expected. Me and Noah called it. We knew what the
we
score
did.
was going to be already. That's what happened when you get, you know, a cool relationship with the NFL guys and see you the script early, so we can just, you know, get it out the way. But shout out to the Chiefs, man, big win.
Brian, you haven't been here a couple weeks. Just lay
Brian,
something on us, buddy.
Listen, man,
What was your
what's
take?
wrong?
Well, I thought the defense got punched in the mouth, and I thought that the Raiders had a great game plan going in. You said it to Mr. Atkinson as the Raiders really stifled the line of scrimmage. Like it seems like they were trying to crowd the LOS, and it worked to a point in that first quarter. But I thought the Chiefs, like I asked Mr. Atkinson about the adjustments at halftime, and you clearly saw it with what Spags was doing. I think we have a shutdown corner, a legit shutdown corner on this team, and not McDuffie. Although, and he was in that guy's hip pocket. Was that Jacoby Myers in that one?
Jacoby Myers made that great catch.
That great catch he had. You can't have better coverage than that. But man, L'Jarius Sneed, what he's doing this year, fellas,
are we gonna have to
contract
say
year is indeed undefeated because this man has shut down literally Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, among all the other receivers he's
AJ
gotten
Brown
into this year. AJ Brown didn't even mention him. I mean, look, we're talking about the creme de la creme of wide receivers. Guys getting paid $30 million a year, and he's limiting these guys, taking them out of games by himself. Somebody in the chat was talking about holding. No, I didn't see any holding with Sneak. Well, I mean, here and
5
there,
yards.
Specifically what he's talking about, I know what he's talking about. It was towards the end of the game where it was a 3rd and long, and it was in the middle of the field, and they started bickering back and forth, Snead and Adams. That wasn't holding, my man. Not arm around the waist is not holding to a point. But look, what L'Jarius Snead is doing, fellas, it's fantastic. It's Dion-like in 94.
we're going to be able to pay him? Is he going to stay?
I don't know what Brett Veach does at this point, man. His hands are tied. I know one thing: we're not paying no receivers.
I agree. I told Shane that earlier today. We're not paying a receiver.
He has come back. He has come around. He now
market.
wants a receiver. He now enjoys the position again and decides that we may need one, but that will be down the road. We'll have to figure that out. But that was a better overall game plan because Andy Reid, it looks like, is really starting to discover what he has in Rashee Rice. And Rashee, I'm going to call him, his new nickname is Crossing Route because that is going to be his creme de la creme throughout his career. You see, he can win off the line of scrimmage, and he's big and physical, and he can get downfield. He's not a speed guy, but in the open field, just like he did in college at SMU, he can run away from people. He can create space with his body. You got to love what you see there. Now, that's not to say our problems are fixed. We have a receiver. I think Rashee is a number 2 receiver, going forward. You still don't have a number 1. Don't know how you obtain one, but maybe the natural evolution of this team is to just figure out the guys you have. Michael, you talked last week about, can we find some guys? Well, you didn't have McCole Hardman. You didn't have Kadarius Toney. So you were a little more limited. And maybe, Michael, like you mentioned, that it helped the offense.
Hey, I'm telling you, like Harvey said it last week. He said, when you're being subbed out, it kind of kills your rhythm. You can't even get into one sometimes. And then playing like 6 receivers, I think the guys never could get into a rhythm. Now you give Rashee Rice 67% of the snaps. He can get himself going in the game where he can get that one drop out the way to where he's like, all right, now I'm ready to play. Let's get it going. But last week we also talked about the coaching, and I think coaching was a big part of it. I think that Andy Reid and Matt Nagy at the beginning of the year were like, we got Patrick Mahomes. We're just going to figure it out. To where this game against the Raiders, when they went down 14-0, they actually really coached guys open, and you actually saw how great these guys can come up with, the right plays. And that's what I think is going to take. I know you have Patrick Mahomes, but you have to make the game easier for him. You can't always say, hey, go out there, make stuff happen. And if they do that, you're going to see the Chiefs offense continue to take the next steps.
Agree 100%, definitely. And that was a great point that Harvey Williams did bring up last week, and I want to say to that, less is more. And I don't mean Sky Moore. I mean, less people out there running routes is better, except I still don't like Justin Watson being targeted as much. He was targeted less, but he's still
love Justin Watson.
Justin Watson is a solid number 3 or 4, and that's it. Rashee Rice is coming into his own. I hope that the rest of the guys can step up, but it's highly unlikely. So we're really going to have to lean on Rashee Rice the rest of the season, and hopefully he can
lean on a rookie in Andy Reid's offense. How?
But because this is a new NFL where rookies come in like Justin Jefferson did his rookie year. I'm not saying he's Justin Jefferson.
Sky Moore, they can't do anything their rookie year. Leave them alone. This is Andy Reid offense. It takes 7 years to learn.
But, hey, we talked about it at the beginning of the season that Rashee Rice can fit in that mode of Juju. Like, I feel that he can be Juju Smith-Schuster, especially in this offense. And it seems like this Raider game, they put him in that role, and it worked out. Now Sky is able to get easier opportunities to where his 3 catches for 34 yards is a little more because you have your 2 go-to guys. And then they finally played through Pacheco, running the ball, throwing him the ball, the screen passes, all of that. Like, those 3 guys, Kelsey, Rice, and Pacheco, should be the focal point of the offense. They got Noah Gray some touches. They didn't throw the ball 11 times to Justin Watson. Like, it's the little things that they have to do, and the Chiefs are going to be all right offensively, but they just have to do it and stick to it.
Yeah, man, look, Noah. Noah doesn't take 7 years to learn Andy Reid's offense, but they're not going to come out week 1 or week 5 and know everything. Yeah, they're not.
Well, I was told Sky Moore had 250 yards receiving all of last season because he's his rookie year. Andy Reid's offense, he's going to develop.
Hey, man, different strokes.
He had players in front of him.
Different players have different journeys, man. Look, man, look, I said it on the Blitz today. Practice patience. You got to be patient with these young guys. Last year, I told y'all, be patient with the young defensive backs. Let them sharks swim in the water, man. Eventually, they're going to be killers. And look where we are now. With
they were killers immediately. They They were good immediately.
Just be patient with this wide receiver core and continue to show confidence. And Rashee Rice, you play through him, like you said, Michael. Like it opens everything else up. What are you going to double him? Are you going to double Kelsey? Who else are you? What are you going to do? Huh? So it does open things up for everything else. It's sort of a domino effect.
Rice.
Just be patient, man. Patrick is going to lead these guys the right way.
Pacheco's going to have to be more of a factor. He's going to have to keep carrying that load. I like what I see him. You know, me and Noah had a chance to interview him last May that many of you have saw here on Starcade. He's a great kid. He's got a great head on his shoulders, but he's going to have to definitely be more of a focal point, especially this Sunday night. I know we're not talking about Sunday night yet, but Sunday night is supposed to be rainy and snowy and cold in Green Bay. We're definitely going to have to lean on Pacheco this Sunday night because we still don't know how McKinnon's groin is. That's an issue. I mean, it's more for Clyde Edwards-Helaire in a limited role. So a lot going down the stretch here is going to come down to Isaiah Pacheco, in my opinion, and the ground game.
I don't think it's really going to come down to like Pacheco, if he can handle it, if he can do it. It's going to be if Andy Reid will call the runs consistently. That's been the big issue. Pacheco can do it. We know he can handle it. We know that he's an explosive running back, but will Andy trust him and just trust the run game and just be a fan of the run game? He's not. He wants to put it all on Mahomes. He loves the passing game. He's got this fun toy at quarterback, and he doesn't want to run the football. And I kind of maybe blame me a little bit because in 2018, I didn't want to run the football one time. This was exciting. It's 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Run the football. Why take the ball out of Mahomes' hands? Now I'm a little more on your guys' side. Maybe we do need to run the football a little more because we have no weapons at receiver.
You have to, and that's what we kind of saw with McKinnon being out, because usually he's the guy in the red zone. But with Pacheco in there, they were playing some power football and going right at the Raiders. And that's when we saw, him able to, score. He had the screen pass that he scored on, but the Chiefs ended up running anyway. Even Clyde got behind the O-line and, made some nice runs. So I think that the Chiefs have to, they're never going to be a team with Patrick Mahomes that's going to run 30, 35 times and tote the rock like the Titans with Derrick Henry. We know that. But sometimes
some games they need to.
No,
this is a Marty Schottenheimer team, Michael.
So no, some games they need to, but most situations you just have to give that threat of the running game. And we saw the play action pass started to open up, and it just made it too much for the Raiders to handle.
But man, look, see, and this be my problem sometimes with this coaching staff. I'm pointing to Matt Nagy right now because Eric Bieniemy wouldn't do this. Sometimes, man, the defense dictates what you do, and that's okay. But then ego starts to get in the way. No, my system works. No, my player works. This, that, and the third. No, man, just take what the defense gives you sometimes, and that be some of the problem with the offense is that, and with Patrick, and you didn't see that this game. You didn't see it this game. You saw that, okay, the Raiders, they're going to do this, so we're going to do this. And the Chiefs continued to run the ball. I thought the play calling was outstanding, especially coming out of halftime. It was great the way that the Chiefs were attacking the Raiders secondary. But with that being said, man, when you do that and you start to get points and you start to get momentum, then you dictate what the defense does. Then you take control. Oh, so we're going to run right now. Oh, but we're going to hit you with this play action. You get to dictate the whole game. So that as long as the Chiefs coaching staff and Patrick Mahomes to a certain extent keep that ego in check, take what the defense gives you, and eventually you'll get that momentum.
Brian doesn't sound very scared right now. Maybe I can scare him with this graphic.
Oh, that don't scare me at all.
We're coming to Kansas City in the playoffs. Are you scared now?
Okay, now that does scare me. Seriously, I thought about that.
I knew it.
I thought you were talking about the Ravens getting that 1 seed because if you've looked at the Ravens schedule, I don't think they're gonna hold on that 1 seed for long.
They also already have 3 AFC losses. So as long as the Chiefs are 9-3, have the same record as the Ravens, they get the 1 seed.
Yeah, you got it, Clint.
No, I don't think 6-7. I mean, I'm shocked if that holds up with those 3 wild cards. I think it could be 3 different wild cards than what's there today.
Maybe the Steelers lasting just because that's what Mike Tomlin seems to do. He's got a decent enough team at receiver. The running backs are playing well. Jaylen Warren, Najee Harris. and that really good defense, as long as they kind of stay healthy. I know Kenny Pickett is horrible, but I think they might be able to slide in and stay in that 6-7 range, because I don't think the Broncos are lasting. The Bills have a tough schedule. The Bengals have a backup quarterback. I do like the Texans to make it, though. They will slide in there.
Texans play the Broncos this week, I believe. So
The winner of
that's
that's got the leg up
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be a big game. But I can see Cleveland falling out. I
Yeah.
like their defense a lot, but just the quarterback position is so wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, DTR, I believe he may be out with a concussion this week. But for the
Joe
Chiefs,
Flacco?
it's like, man, I haven't believed in Joe Flacco since the Super Bowl win. So, man, I just think that things are falling into place for another Kansas City Chief run. Like Brian said, the Ravens has a tough matchups coming up, and they don't have Mark Andrews, and we saw it was a little tougher for them against the Chargers without him, especially if you have to play the Chiefs with the cornerbacks that they have to throw at Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham and those guys. It's like everything is falling into place for the Chiefs to get home field advantage, get back to the Super Bowl. That's all they have to do. And if you play, you keep MVS off the field as much as possible, unless he's going to run block. You keep the passing options down for Justin Watson. But yeah, that schedule was lovely. Like Green Bay, Buffalo, who is reeling, the Patriots, who are clearly tanking for the top pick, the Raiders, who are the Raiders. Sorry, George. And then, the Bengals with no Burrow. And then, the Chargers, that game, they're all going to be playing to go party at the beach after the game. So,
Man,
it's looking great for the Chiefs.
And I'm telling you guys, that 2019 team, they were in despair after that Titans loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw after the Mexico City game, after that Chargers game, they went on a run. Last year, Chiefs, after Thanksgiving, I'm just saying, man, and the schedule is just breaking down so lovely for the Chiefs to just go almost undefeated for the
Only
rest of the way.
potential loss I see there is Buffalo, just because they're such a heckler jive team. Like, who's showing up? Like,
well, I say the Chargers at the last game, because the Chiefs might just have everything right.
Well, yeah, with Blaine Gabbert playing that last game for sure.
No, but it's looking like what, eight West Division titles in a row. The Arrowhead Invitational continues, fellas. I'm just saying.
McDuffie and his forced fumbles.
Look at that. 5. Are you serious right now? Charles Tillman ain't got nothing on Trent McDuffie, baby. Do we have 2 All-Pro corners on this team?
I think so.
I believe so.
I think
probably
the Cowboys. Is it Diggins for the
Bland?
Bland for the Cowboys has 6 pick sixes.
He's definitely getting one.
Yeah, but Trent should be at least second team All-Pro. Like, I would put L'Jarius ahead just because.
We're gonna have 2 All-Pros, just maybe not first team.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Well, the Chiefs can't go into this game and take them lightly, because this is a game that I feel will dictate what will happen the rest of the way. This is a primetime game on the road in the historic Lambeau Field.
We'll be there, baby.
The Chiefs have to win this game, because what scares me is if they lose this game, then they got to play Buffalo, who's fighting for their playoff lives. And Buffalo's came in here and won 2 regular season games 2 years in a row in Arrowhead. They're not going to be afraid. So a lot is going to waver, in my opinion, on the rest of the season from this Sunday moving forward, because I do believe that they will eventually flex that Patriots game on Monday night. I looked that up before joining the show, and they said the new rule says they got 12 days to flex the Monday night game at New England, 12 days before. So
you taking Patrick off TV, though?
I know. That's the one thing they never usually do.
Does the world, if you're not a Chiefs fan, do you want to see the Chiefs and the Patriots on Monday Night Football?
Well, according to the numbers, yeah.
Better than Vikings and Bears last night.
I think if they don't,
let me go look at the schedule.
I think if they don't flex the Chiefs and the Patriots, they love to see the Titanic sink in New England. But
speak it into existence, DDT. Speak it into existence.
So specifically to this game, the Packers are playing well. What they did on Thanksgiving in Detroit against a freaking really good Detroit Lions team was impressive. So George loves coming on. What's going on, Brian?
So 2 games, we definitely might get flexed. I tell you, I run that back. You got Denver at Detroit. You got Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. Yeah, so and those two games are not scheduled yet. And for this specific reason, I believe.
Denver at Detroit will be the game.
For Monday night instead of the Chiefs and Patriots, is what you're saying?
Yeah, probably so. I'd
take Mahomes over any of that.
The Patriots are just like you talk about must see TV in the 90s with NBC. The Patriots are no see TV. They are boring.
God,
their offense looks lethargic. You can tell
they lost to a third string quarterback in the Giants.
Hey, you know what they're doing, right? TANK, tank. They're like, hey, let's go get Belichick another guy. Let's go get Belichick.
But anyway, let's not look too far ahead. Let's get specifically to this game.
Green Bay. It's Sunday.
Yes,
you will be in attendance in the snow.
Well,
you're going, really?
Yeah.
You guys are going? Awesome.
Yikes.
Got to. It's going to be like 8 years before we get back there. So.
Where are you
How long does that drive?
Where are you sitting?
9
hours.
Oh,
anybody else rolling up there, hit us up, guys, in the comments. I saw someone said earlier they're driving up.
G-Pick, I think, was in here.
It's one of those things that, like, there's not a lot of NFL bucket list stadiums left because there's so many new ones. They're all spaceships, as Noah and I call them. But Lambeau Field.
Do you know?
Yeah, just lower level, I think section 109.
Chiefs side or Packer side or
Chiefs side.
Good deal. Well, you guys are definitely gonna be the good luck charm. But
I was at the Colts game last year, so yeah, clearly.
We were at Super Bowl 55 too. So might change that from good luck charm to bad luck charm.
Yeah, there's that. We're gonna try.
We'll leave the stadium if need be. We'll apologize and walk out. So.
Well, they're expecting a lot of rain and snow, so be prepared. Drive early, get there a couple of days early so you're ready. But seriously, it's going to be a hell of a game. I think what happens in the 2023 Kansas City Chiefs season will be a pinpoint on this game on primetime Sunday night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You said it.
Best football. I don't like playing them now. I wish we would have somehow played them earlier because they are playing their best football. I still think we win. It's going to be fine, but
yeah,
I don't like seeing them after that Thanksgiving kind of dismantling of the
But that Detroit game, it's a division game. And, division games are always tough. You're prepared for them during the offseason, because it starts with winning your division. So that's why, that was one of those games. My brother is a huge Green Bay Packer fan. So he was like, man, I think we can get him. And they believed that because it was a divisional game. But now you got to go against the Chiefs. And something that people aren't talking about that there's a great chance of it happening is if Patrick Mahomes continues to play well like he did versus the Raiders and finish his season strong, say if the Chiefs go undefeated the rest of the way, he can win the MVP once again. Like there's no one that has like run away with this. Like I see people saying
Dak's coming on strong.
Yeah, I'm like, it's no way he can say
he is. I don't like him.
But the
receivers could keep Patrick from winning it.
They face the Eagles, and it's just going to be tough.
They do have a hard schedule coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be tough down the stretch for them. So Patrick has a chance to run it up and get him his third MVP already. Mm-hmm. So that's something that this primetime game versus the Packers can be once again. Hey, I am him. I am that guy, and we're about to make this run again, and he can go wrap up another MVP with this run he has.
Somebody was in here, I think it might have been James T. Kirk asking earlier, and I just kind of want to throw this around. Are we buying the Ravens? Are we believing in the Ravens as a legitimate threat to the Chiefs? As someone here, Secret Society comes, must be an Eagles fan.
I would have, Noah, if they had Mark Andrews. If Mark Andrews was healthy, like he's their Travis Kelce. He's a guy that makes everybody else a complimentary piece to where now if Zay Flowers has a big game, you add that to what Mark Andrews usually gets you. So I think without Mark Andrews, they have to be great defensively and Lamar Jackson has to be perfect. That Chargers game, I was watching it like, oh no, the Chiefs are all right. Like they shouldn't fear the Ravens at all. So I don't have any fear towards them.
Brian, I kind of wanted to before we get to our predictions here, ask you, because like Clint said, we've missed you for the past couple weeks.
I miss you guys too. For real.
Missed you, Brian.
Get your thoughts on the Eagles game, the MVS drop, the Monday night kind of meltdown as it were to be. We had a 10-point lead, just like the Eagles had on us in the Super Bowl. Then we had the 10-point lead, and they come back and win with a lot of drops there. Of course, Justin Watson on the 4th and 25 at the end as well.
Well, I don't want to put all the blame on the receivers, but
never mind
when
that.
But when the ball is in your vicinity, when it touches your fingers, and you're a professional ball catcher, you're supposed to catch that. You're supposed to it's in your breadbasket, fam. That's what you're paid here specifically to do. That is your specific skill set, is to run straight line down with speed, catch the ball, one-on-one coverage or whatever it is. And he didn't do it. But Patrick Mahomes wasn't great. He wasn't. He threw that interception in the red zone. Looks like he just lofted it up to Kevin Byard and went and snatched it. Travis Kelce, he wasn't his great self because, he's fumbling in the red zone. Look, man, you take away those two things, the Chiefs might win by double digits in that game.
Right.
And that's just the way the momentum bar swings in the NFL. And the Chiefs, the Eagles made their big play. With Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, going down and making that catch, and our Slim Reaper couldn't make his catch. No panic at all. I knew it was a work in progress with those receivers. Highly disappointed that we did not come away with a win with that game, because can you imagine the momentum that the Chiefs would have after beating the Eagles and then coming out and smoking the Raiders? But look, it's all you got to balance things out, man, when you're losing to great teams like that. Coaching was a big part of that too. Yeah, Legion of Zoom, Legion of Doom. Okay, get your jokes off, Noah. Okay, fine. But look, man, it's gonna come down to execution, man.
Yep.
And if these receivers can pick up those 3rd and 8s, if they can pick up those 2nd and 10s, when Patrick really needs to get out of a bind, the Chiefs will be totally fine. And the thing with the receivers, when they keep the offense on the field, it helps the defense out so much.
Yeah,
complimentary football. We saw it on Sunday. Yeah. That's kind of what I think that what you saw Sunday is peak what this team is and can be, scoring 31 points on the road and the ultimate complimentary football. Not only that, you have a kicker that's 48 for 48, hasn't missed a kick all year. Special teams are a lot better this year. McCole Hardman being hurt is helping that, certainly. And I think Sunday is what you saw, that this Chiefs team, that the offense can strive to be. 2021, we've talked about 2021 a lot, and how I think it was the Packers game in 21 that looked ugly. It was nasty. It was gross. It was like 13-10 or somewhere in there. And you were just like, what is this? We just beat the Giants in a sluggish Monday night game a couple weeks. We were 4-4. This team has never, stooped to that level. This team has beaten the best of the AFC. You've got a tiebreaker over the Jaguars, the Dolphins. And I think onward and upward here, that really all you're doing is that Eagles loss, Brian. Yes, it brought you down to the pack.
Inconsequential.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, it brought you down to the pack. It's tied with the Ravens. You'll be the 1 seed again on Sunday night if you beat the Packers, and you control your own destiny. What more do you want with 5 games to go? That's onward and upward for this team and this franchise.
Absolutely. And last order of business here before we get to predictions is that we have a giveaway.
Yeah.
And we've chosen December 12th. We're giving away a signed Jalen Watson jersey that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Also a Mahomes figure, McFarland figure. And we've got 1 entry for every Starcade Media social that you follow. So that's 5 entries if you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So that's 5 entries that will get put into the bucket that we will draw from on December 12th on Arrowhead Allies live here. And this is really about, we want to raise money and donate to Alzheimer's and ALS research. We lost Marty Schottenheimer to Alzheimer's, and we lost William White, former chief safety, to ALS. And so for every $5 that you donate, you just can Google it. We've got the links up on our socials on Facebook and in our Patrick Mahomes fans group, but you can also just Google ALZ donate, Alzheimer's research donate, ALS donate. And once you do that, for every $5 that you donate to ALZ or ALS research, you get an entry into the giveaway for the Jalen Watson signed jersey or the Mahomes figure. Just screenshot the social medias that you follow and screenshot your donation receipt so we can get all of your entries in. We can verify those, get those all in. And you just email those to us at info@starcademedia.com. Again, you automatically get 5 if you just follow all of our socials. That's easy, but we would really like you to go to the extra step, the extra mile to donate at least $5 to ALZ or ALS. For every $5 you donate, you get 1 entry into the giveaway. And I will show you the items here. We've got this Mahomes figure. It's just beautiful here.
Oh, yeah. I need one of those.
Absolutely. Enter, Michael. You got to enter to play. And then we've got our Jalen Watson signed.
J-Dub.
Yeah.
The former Washington State Cougar.
Former Wendy's employee.
Mr. Charger. Mr. Charger, after he took the pick 6 back. So
right here at the bottom, it's you got a little barcode that you scan that on your phone, and it takes you to the certificate of authenticity. So it is real. I did not draw on that myself, so you can check that out. And so that's our giveaway. We hope you all take part in that. Make sure you email us screenshots, the socials that you follow, the donation receipt to ALS or ALZ Research, and we'll get all your entries in, and we'll draw that on December 12th. 2 winners right there.
And way to key. Last thing I want to say, if you'd let me piggyback on that, Noah, if you noticed in the pictures, that was a picture of William White, who died from ALS in his
last July, I believe.
Yeah, that's William White picture next to Marty Schottenheimer, and that's the Justin Watson jersey above. I wasn't.
Yeah, they both wear number 35. So.
Yeah, they're both wearing 35. So I just wanted to stress it out.
Yeah,
I didn't want somebody to look at that and say, "How is Jalen Watson wearing a 1995 Chiefs jersey?" That is.
I know that's what everybody was saying. So
is that Wilson or Champion? I couldn't tell.
No, but that's the picture is William White, and the jersey is authentic. If you want it, order it. Take your chance; it could be yours, baby.
Well, wives, ladies, this is for you. You don't know what to get your husbands. Enter this contest. You might just get a Christmas gift just in the nick of time. We'll ship that out to you on December 12th. We'll announce the winner and get it out soon after that. It's prediction time. Chiefs Packers, guys. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Michael. No. I'm going to start with Noah because a couple weeks in a row, you guys have picked the same score, and Michael's gone first. Noah, let's start with you. Let's get your score first.
Last 2 weeks in a row, Michael and I picked the same score, and then we hit it, and then he gets all the credit. I was piggybacking, so that happens again, and they can't say that. So I am going to go 30-20 in this game. I know it's a snow game, it's a rain game, but the Chiefs are finding themselves. They're going to hit Rashee Rice over the middle, short. Kelsey's kind of finding himself in those zones again. They're getting their confidence going. Pacheco on the ground. They actually showed me last week against the Raiders that they can believe in that and go to it and trust that. So I like this game. I like the Chiefs 30-20, and maybe MVS has a catch or two against his former team. Hopefully the nerves don't get too much of him. I'm back in Lambeau, and I'm thinking about the memories and, the ball. Like, catch your hopes and dreams, huh? By the time I realized what he meant, I dropped the ball. But so I've got the Chiefs. Michael, now you can go, and you can pick 30-20, and then I'll say your pick.
Now I have to change my score because I don't want it to seem like – no, but I got 28-17. I think the Chiefs are going to score 4 touchdowns. The defense is going to cause some havoc, against the Green Bay Packers, who O-line is playing some solid football. Jordan Love is playing some solid football. But they got those young receivers. Christian Watson finally made some plays last game. I like Jaden Reed over there. But they just don't have enough. The Chiefs, I think they found something against the Raiders with how they can play through their new big three, Kelsey, Rice, and Pacheco, and that guys like Sky Moore, Kadarius, and others are going to be able to make plays here and there. 28-17, Chiefs going to Lambeau. I call it the Matthew Bowl because it's my favorite team versus my brother's favorite team, and they used to smack us up back in the day with Rodgers and Favre, but not anymore. It's all Chiefs, baby.
Go Michael and his team. Brian, what about you?
Favre only beat us one time, I think. So. Yeah. 07.
Yeah.
Let's think back. Okay, let's go on a time
That was
machine.
a close
03,
game.
03 was the Eddie Kennison.
Yep.
Mike
Okay.
Kozlowski game.
We didn't play him in 99.
96 we did.
96 we beat him in Arrowhead.
Yep.
93 we
They blew us out one game.
93
They
we
blew
beat
us
him
out
in
one
Arrowhead.
game.
Who, the Packers?
Yeah, it was like a Monday night.
Oh,
and
it was a
odds were
Sunday night
crazy.
in 2000.
Sunday
That was 2015. That was a Sunday night
Yeah.
or
That
Monday
was
night.
Roger.
Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we got smacked up. Anyway, I'll short my prediction. I'll keep it short. 26-12 Chiefs win.
I like it.
Weird
Shane,
score.
Don't tell me something weird's going to happen, Shane. If anybody would predict it, it might be you.
Who is ready for Jordan Love versus Patrick Mahomes 2? The first slugfest.
I'd take Patrick Mahomes 3 over him.
So the first time they met, it was an ugly game, as Clint alluded to earlier in the show. Get ready for another ugly one. The Packers are going to take the opening possession and drive down the field, and they're going to score a touchdown. They're going to feel so good, they're going to go for 2, but it'll fail. So the Packers will be up 6-0. The Chiefs will drive down the field, and Isaiah Pacheco will burst in a touchdown run of 5. The Chiefs will go up 7-6. Then it'll start snowing and raining. And then Butker will kick a 35-yard field goal just before half. And that score will stand the rest of the game. In the snow, in the mucky muck.
Shane, I'm going to be there. You can't do that to me.
Your Kansas City Chiefs 10. The Green Bay Packers 6.
Wow.
Selling our tickets. If anyone in the chat would like to purchase some tickets to Lambeau this weekend, they're on sale.
The weather, December, cold rain. I mean, you'll take it to the 6th victory, wouldn't you?
I mean,
well,
if I have to, like, I'll take the W, like Brian says, the alphabets. But
the last Broncos game, notwithstanding, Patrick Mahomes is a snow game guy, guys. So
top my prediction, Clint.
Trust me, I've been looking at the weather every 5 minutes because we're driving up there Saturday morning, and I think this is 23-16. Chiefs win here. Maybe back to earth a little bit for the offense, but it's just going to be really hard. This defense is not allowed over 24 points all season. Yeah, well, 24-9 to the Broncos there. That was off the cuff of 5 turnovers. Don't see that happening, because what I failed to mention earlier is, along with this offense that usually starts rolling this time of year, it also comes with protecting the football. And what happened after last year, Travis Kelce, that fumble, we fumbled the game away to the Cincinnati Bengals and didn't lose again the rest of the year. And I think this team's going to be focused. They're going to protect the ball, and they're going to win 23-16 and reclaim the 1 seed in the AFC starting next Sunday night at about 11 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Sweet.
I love it.
As long as it's not 10-6, I guess. I mean, I'll have to, but
10-6 would be boring. I want to see some points.
A win's a win. We got to get out of Green Bay with a win, guys. I can't stress
No,
it enough for what the last month of the season beholds. It sets us up for the 1 seed. This game is pivotal. So we got to get that. We got to wrap up that 1 seed. We got to take care of business by any means necessary. We got to get this win Sunday night. You two are the good luck charms. Bring it home to Arrowhead Allies, Noah and Clint. Bring it home.
Deal.
Hey, Dave. I can't wait. It's going to be big time, baby. It's going to be great. Yeah, man. Go Chiefs. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely.
Give me a go Chiefs. It's been a couple weeks, bro.
Go Chiefs.